Hey YouTubers, Grimmy Dragon here, and once again it's review time. And today we are taking a look at the Takara Transformers Legends Super Ginrai, aka Powermaster Prime. Now I never went for the US release of Titan's Return Powermaster Optimus because it didn't quite grab me like this one did. I mean, once I saw the previews for it, I decided I'm getting the Takara version, not the Hasbro. So, unfortunately, there won't be any comparisons between the two versions. That said, this is a retool of that Titan's Return Powermaster Optimus, as well as a retool of Ultra Magnus from Combiner Wars, which we can do a comparison right now for, because I do have that Ultra Magnus. As you can see, very similar, different trailer, different cab, but still both good, or both still good. But yeah, enough of that. A lot of nice paint apps on here. Painted rims that are on the hubcaps, really good there. Got a little bit of blue in here, which is nice. The front of the cab is very G1 looking, and I do like that. Like, Takara only remolded these two parts and left the rest the same as the Powermaster Optimus. Don't know why, but that's how they did it. You also got a nice blue and white stripe with the Autobot badge right there. Got the two double barrel cannons on the side here, and the new guns. The Hasbro version didn't have these guns, they just reused the Ultra Magnus guns. And I'm glad that Takara went the extra mile. You can see inside the cab, or inside the trailer, big and hollow. Probably could fit something in there. And on the back, you may notice a little bit something else different from the Hasbro version, which I'll bring in Magnus because he can demonstrate that part. Well, like Powermaster Optimus would have these things sticking out the back, while this one is a lot cleaner. So, yeah, there's that as far as the difference. But all in all, really cool. Now for one more comparison, let's bring in the G1 Vintage Powermaster Optimus Prime. And yes, mine is horribly yellowed. I've had it since I was a child. That's why. But as you can see, there are a lot of cues taken from this original toy. Although there are some differences. But all in all, they're both pretty cool. And I like the new version. So, before we get into robot mode, there is one more little thing to, well, there are a couple more things to deal with. One of them being inside the cab, which we will open up now to reveal. Well, provided he didn't eject himself from his seat. We will reveal little Ginrai, who looks pretty cool. I'll bring him up a little closer. But as you can see, Ginrai here is very well painted. Even has a little bit of flesh on his face, as well as the blue visor. He has black legs, well, black shins, red thighs, white knees for some reason, and red arms. So very well painted little guy. And we will compare him to his G1 self, where you can see quite a size difference. The Powermaster is a lot bigger than this new Ginrai, but you can see where all the deco choices came from, and that's pretty cool. Now Ginrai does transform into Optimus Prime's head, and it's a really good Optimus sculpt, very G1 accurate, and very much in line with the original Powermaster Optimus, who had a very similar head sculpt. Of course, they painted the eyes blue instead of red because, yeah, it's an Autobot. This is going to be closer to the anime. So, yeah, they went with the anime blue colors. But there is one more thing before we get into robot mode, and that is the base mode. So I'll be right back and we'll get into that base. Okay, so here we have base mode, and yeah, this is kind of the weakest form of the bunch. Feels very thrown in, like Hasbro and Takara felt like they had to have it because the old toy had the base mode. But the old toy did it right. This one does not. Yeah. And I don't know what to say. It is pretty bad. You know, it does have the 4 guns in the right spot. Thanks to the robot mode hands on behind those gray towers. But yeah, it just doesn't work. It's not what I'd really call a successful base mode. Now, it does have the clip points here, which are meant to work with Fort Max. So, it has that. But, yeah, not really great. You got the ports for Little Titan Masters to go on. You got a little seat on where Ginrai is sitting, and seats in the 2 double barrel guns. But I'm not feeling this one. I really am not. Okay, well, real quick, we'll do a comparison with the classic Powermaster Optimus, like the original. And yeah, there is a significant difference here. This one actually looks like a base. Like, you got a central tower, you got ramps. It looks like a little mini base. This one just looks like a blown up trailer. That's pretty much what it is. Anyway, enough on the base. Let's get into actual robot mode and see how it looks there. Okay, so here we have Ginrai in his robot mode, and we also have a special guest. Convobat is helping to display what the combined gun looks like, which is pretty much a turret for, turret for a base. So yeah, it works. It looks good. I like it. Yeah, I think that does a good job. Also pretty cool is, well, the way we got the, you can see he's got a really tiny head right now, but that's fixable by putting on the super mode head mask. And yeah, you can see the eyes right through it, so that works. Although under the light, on the wrong lighting, it can look like it's a dead eye, which is unfortunate. But all in all, head sculpt is very nice, very Powermaster Prime, which is pretty cool. Now there is one little tidbit. If you don't like the headmaster gimmick that these guys are doing, well, Powermaster Prime doesn't really need to worry about it, because even with the Titan Master in there, it does just roll into place without a problem. And you can just store it within the cab. So you don't even need to take the Titan Master out to transform him. That's pretty cool. And it's a nice option. So yeah, you got that. So I'll get this out of the way. And we'll take the guns apart and put them in proper. So yeah, I mean, he's a really cool robot mode. I like this very much. The chest is different from the Hasbro version. The Hasbro has more of an armored look, while this one tries a little harder to look like the Power Master of old. And that's cool. You also got remolded hips, remolded forearms for better accuracy, new hands with wrist swivels, and they are not the opening hands, which is good. And that's about it for the remolded. Well, yeah, the feet. Yeah, you can't ignore these kind of hooved feet here that have ankle tilts, which is good. And all in all, yeah, it's a really good figure. We'll bring in Ultra Magnus, who was the original for the mold. Like, they pretty much retooled the Powermaster Prime off of this, and then retooled it more for Ginrai. So they look pretty different. And yeah, the Hasbro Powermaster Prime had the same feet as Magnus and used the same guns as Magnus, which never really held very well. We'll also bring in a comparison with the G1 Powermaster Prime. And yeah, there's a significant difference. I mean, he's got a bigger head, he's a little bit taller. But this guy's got more movement. So all in all, works out. Let's bring that out. As far as movement goes, let's take a look. So he's got a full rotation at the head, full 360. He's got forward, backward at the shoulders, nice little detent. Got in and out, bicep swivel, elbow bend, again a little bit of a detent, wrist swivel, something that the Hasbro version doesn't have. Nothing at the waist, but he does have nice ratcheted hips, ratcheted knees, although the shins can undo themselves if you're not careful. And you got the ankle pivots. So yeah, plenty of movement. Now, a word of warning, the heels can be a little bit on the weak side, so you gotta really be careful how you pose them. As demonstrated right there. Taken down by a weak heel, but yeah. He definitely does have a good range of motion and plenty of posing options. I'm very happy with him. Now for his availability, he's going to be hard to find. You know, TF Source, Big Bad Toy Store would be good places to look, but he's going to be high priced. I think Big Bad has him for $150 now, which was a huge hike from like the 90 that he was, 95 that he originally was. But yeah, gonna have to be on the lookout for him because he's gonna be hard to come by. But he's gonna be very desired because of God Bummer coming out in May. So hopefully I'll get lucky enough to get that. And hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. So until then, goodbye out there, whatever you are.